it has been a while since we talked about books, because I was really in a big reading slump, but I was also moving, and you know how those things are. I've been living in this apartment for half a year, and there's still some moving, like what they called, moving packages, moving boxes. They're not unpacked yet. So, but I bought this candelabra, whatever this is called, for €3 yesterday at a Flohmarkt garage sale thing. Yeah. Anyway, this is not the subject today. I just think it's gorgeous. I just need to buy some candles for it. We're going to talk about books. We're going to talk about all the books that I have read since today. It is the 5th of July. So the books that I've read for the first half of the year, I've read 7 books so far, so it's not that bad. It's okay. It's a bit less than normal, but it's okay. So let's start with the first book I've read this year, and it was Blood and Steel by Helen Scheurer. This is about a woman that wants to be a warrior, and women are not allowed to be warriors since an event that happened. Since then they're not allowed, but she wants to. She wants to fight, and I think there's a term for what she wants to be, but I've read this in German, so I don't know the English terms, but this was very nice. I liked the story. It wasn't breathtaking, but it was fun. It was fast-paced. I liked the MMC, Wilder Hawthorne. He's a bit grumpy, but also very, very strong and impressive. And he's obsessed with her, so I'm sold, I liked the tension. They had tension for a long time, which I liked. It was not instant lust and like instant smut or whatever. There was tension, okay, and I really liked that. I didn't like the spice part in this book. It just wasn't for me. This is very how do you say it in English? Like, I didn't like the language. I like in my fantasy books when there's smut, which I don't need, but it's okay. Then I need the language to be soft, as magical as the rest of the book, right? So I'm not a big fan of this type of language, but it didn't make the book any less interesting or fun. Ignore my nails, they're horrible, I know. So I would definitely recommend this. I gave it, I think, 4 stars. I already bought the second book and the audiobook for it, and I am excited to hopefully get to this second book this year. I think there are 3 or 4 out, or at least in Germany there are. I think the 4th just came out. I don't know how many books there are in this series. I'm not informed at all. Anyway, this was the first book I read this year. After that, I finally finished Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I am reading the Grisha trilogy to get to the what's it called? Six of Crows. Right. So I'm reading this trilogy first, and then I am excited to go into Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which are the most loved books she has written, I think. So I'm not sure what to make of it. I had a lot of fun. The way the story went, I didn't see coming. I'm still in this book. I can't tell you where the story is going. I have no idea. I didn't expect anything in this. It was also not a book that just took my breath away, in a sense. It was good. I love her writing, even though it's a bit difficult, at least for me, because I'm not a native English speaker, of course. It was a bit difficult for me to read, a bit clunky, but that's probably just because my inexperience, I guess, because it is written very beautifully, and I enjoyed it, but it was like a 4-star, 3.75 for me. It was just a middle book. I am very confused. I'm still excited for the last book, but I'm more excited about Six of Crows, so we'll see where the story goes. I like the first book a bit better than this one. Still worth it. Still an interesting story. Never read something like this before. And the setting in this is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. I am really enjoying like the Polish, Russia type setting in this. Awesome. Then a dark romance. I am not an experienced dark romance reader, but the this series by Sophie Lark, the first book is Grimstone and the second is Monarch. I am really enjoying. This is very dark and gothic-y. It's still a dark romance though, so keep in mind trigger warnings, everything. It has a slight like thriller aspect in those two. I think there are only 2 books out in the series. I'm thinking about reading more by her because I liked these 2 books and I like the more gothic-y setting, the mystery element, you know. The characters are very likable, and it's not, I think this is a very beginner dark romance. It's not too intense, you know. There's always consent, which I find very important in my books in general, not only dark romance, in general. I don't enjoy books where the consent is not that clear, you know. So very enjoyable. I think I gave this 4.5 stars. Very like this one. I like the first one better. I just like the characters more, but this one, awesome. Then I finally finished The Clockwork Prince. It was the second book in the trilogy. I loved it. I love the story. I love the characters. I love Jem. I love Will. I love the tragedy in Will's story. It's just heartbreaking. But it was the second book. And yeah, I don't know. It was a 4-star. I loved it. I love the story and the characters, as I said. But I think that the third book will wreck me. I think the third book will shred me to pieces. And I will need therapy just to exist again after the third. I am very scared. I am so scared of the last book that I am not sure when I will be ready to read it. I am preparing myself for heartbreak, but I'm not ready yet. This one was interesting. A lot of pages. I love the story, as I said. I love the love triangle, even though it kind of seems to be at the end of this, like, she seems to have made a decision, I think, but I don't know yet. So, second book, I can't say too much. If you haven't read it, read it. Read this. Read her entire universe. I am so in love with the entire Shadowhunter universe. It's just, I love it. Did I say how many stars I gave this? 4, I think. I'm not sure. I liked it. Then, a thriller, The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. This is my 5th McFadden book. It was nice. I liked it. It was thrilling, interesting. I liked the plot twists. I was totally wrong. I was totally wrong the whole time. It was not as strong as some others of hers. Like, Or is it there? I don't know. Of Frida's. There are other books I like more, is what I'm trying to say. So, but the story was very intriguing. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters, even though the main character, Sydney, just got on my nerves sometimes. It's like she had the clues in front of her fucking nose and she didn't see it. She was like, head up there, the clues were down there. She didn't care. She was oblivious. I don't know. Well, good thriller. Very fast paced. Not her best, like for me, but still a 4-star book. So I rate books very high because I DNF a lot. Like if I'm not feeling a book, I'm not gonna read it through. I'm just gonna put it away, maybe later, maybe never. So I don't really have like 2-star, 1-star books. I just DNF with no regrets. 4-star. Enjoyable, very enjoyable. Then the Mindfuck series got translated to German. I read the first book. I bought the second already because I ate this up. I ate this up. This is not like the most intellectually challenging book ever. It's fast-paced, it's fun, the characters are fun, the story is fun. It's also a dark romance, so trigger warnings, very important to read them first. There are very triggering events in this, so keep that in mind. But love this. I'm glad that this is translated to German. They're gonna put those books out individually, so there will be 5 books. As I said, I read the first. I loved it. I ate this up in 2 days. I'm in love. I love the characters. I love the MMC. I love that there's not so much smut in this. It's more about her revenge. So it's a revenge story. Some people did terrible things to her FMC, and she's gonna, she's gonna go for revenge. And it's not pretty, but it was very enjoyable. I think I gave this 5 stars. Yeah. Not intellectually challenging. No, not at all. Okay. But fun. Fun. I love this. Great. Last book. I read The House of Bane and Blood. This was a roller coaster. And the ending of this first book, I already added the second book to my Amazon card. I want to try find this in a bookstore, but the bookstores near me are not that well stocked, so I'm gonna see. If I'm not gonna find it, I'm gonna order it. But this was an interesting story. I wasn't sure where this will go until the end. The end, my jaw dropped to the floor. Like I expected a lot, but I didn't see this coming. I love the characters, so this is like, it's fantasy, but also people say it's Peaky Blinders vibes. I haven't seen Peaky Blinders, but I've seen pictures of the TV show, and I am picturing those people, like, in the TV show. It's very mafia coded. There are people with powers, there are people without, and the people with powers and the people without, they are very divided. Okay. And basically there's a marriage of convenience to unite 2 families for power, essentially. And we're gonna find things out about the FMC in this, and we are going to watch the FMC and the MMC fall in love with each other. They are very kinky, so heads up for that. And the MMC has a metal arm, which, as a fellow Bucky stan, enjoyed that part. It was a 4.5. It was not a 5-star, because I've lost interest like throughout the middle for a bit, but the ending was awesome. It like hooked me in completely. Also, if you're reading this book in German, which I think this was the main part why I lost interest, the audiobook for this one, for some reason, just ends like about on page like 400, and this book has 500 pages. So the last 100 pages of this book are missing in the audiobook, which made me insane. I hated it. So I had to read those last 100 pages without the audiobook, which isn't a problem, of course, but it just made me, it infuriated me. So I just didn't read the book for a while. So I think the 4.5 are Audible's fault. Anyway, good book, love the story. I'm excited for the second. I have no idea where the story will go, but I'm also more of the type of reader that just is in for the ride, you know. I am not trying to catch up on any clues or put the puzzle pieces together, and like, you know, I like to be oblivious till the end, and I like to be shocked. Good book. 4.5 stars. And that is everything that I have read this year so far. I think that 7 books is okay. It's a bit slow for me, as I said, but I have enjoyed each one that I read. I'm currently reading the second book in the Shepherd King duology, like Two Twisted Crowns, I think. I'm reading that. I just started yesterday. Very excited. I've been scared for the book for a while, because I bawled my eyes out at the end of the first. If you read it, you probably know. It hurt. So I am finally ready to start the second and last book in the duology. I love, if you have read the Shepherd King duology, I just enjoy the dark, moody, gothic setting so much. In most books that are declared as gothic books, I don't get this feeling of like, it's moody, it's dark, it's you know, a bit depressing even. It's foggy and dangerous and gargoyles and stone castles and iron fences, you know. I don't get the vibe of this a lot, but with the Shepherd King duology, I really felt like, while I was reading, I felt like I was on a graveyard in foggy weather. It's like very moody and cold and spooky, and you know, big trees and stuff. So really enjoyed that part. Anyway, I'm starting rambling. Okay, I don't want to ramble so much. I want to end this video here. I hope I will do a bit more bookish videos, because I enjoy those videos. I enjoy talking about books for those that are interested in listening to me rambling about books. So I hope this was enjoyable for you. If you read as well, let me know the books you've read this year. Maybe if you have some recommendations. And we will see us hopefully in the next bookish video, in the next bookish ASMR. See you.